So check this out. It's a bird underwater. And it's fun finding little mishaps like this sometimes in games. Something being where it's not normally supposed to be. Anyways, getting to the subject at hand. So I kind of wanted to talk about like blackness in various media in general. Like definitely gaming for sure, primarily, but also be bringing up some other stuff. So I want to start with like something more light, and that'd be hair. Something I've noticed for a minute, like the options have increased with time. Like you definitely see more black hairstyles now than you did back in the day. Like it's increased considerably. Like there's more options and like character customization. Fortnite's really been like grinding with like putting out all kinds of characters with various hairstyles. Like I'll give them props for that. Like they got a lot of variety. You know, we also some other games that be having some cool stuff as well. I mean, like look at this guy here. Like he got dreadlocks, kind of rocking that shit. And that girl dancing earlier kind of got something going on. What was it, braids? It's like, yeah, you see a lot of different black hairstyles now. Like earlier, back in the 90s and 2000s, they usually just be like a short cut or an afro or something, but there's a lot more variety now. It's like, I never really minded the afros personally, because like, yeah, you definitely see it in more Asian-made games. Like, I don't know what it is, Asians love afros for some reason. Just really dig that shit. I ain't complaining. No, when it comes to like hairstyles for men, I still think like there could be a bit more variety for black men, maybe. Like, yeah, there's some fades and stuff in certain games. You'd probably find a lot more in maybe like EA Sports stuff because of all the athletes that are playable in those. Like a lot of other stuff, it's a bit more scarce, I guess. Definitely more for black women I've seen, at least as far as like stuff like Fortnite is concerned. I don't know how it's going in Animal Crossing, but I don't want to deal with like the people that be causing a whole fuss on Twitter over freaking space buns or whatever the fuck. Like, there's like a bunch of different kind of bun hairstyles in different cultures, man. It's a simplified chibi art style. We really shouldn't be like starting out so much shit over that. Like, it's ridiculous. That bird is floating in the air. Like it's not flying. It's just standing. And there it goes. Weird. Anyways. I guess what I'm trying to get is that, like, yeah, we can have more variety, but there's definitely more now than it was back then. It's just something I couldn't help but notice, because, like, when playing as Franklin in GTA 5, it felt like the hair options for him was kind of limited. I kind of wonder if there might have been more options for CJ and San Andreas. I'll probably have to double check with that someday, because I haven't played that game in forever. It's kind of weird to think about. No, if there's like anything hairstyle wise that kind of bothers me, it's definitely the comb over dreads that got popularized with Killmonger in the MCU. Like ever since he showed up in the Black Panther movie, I just keep seeing this goofy ass comb over hairstyle using dreadlocks in so many video games, and I'm wondering like, who's asking for this? Why do they keep putting this in so many games? This hairstyle is ass. I've only seen like one person with this exact hairstyle, and it's like a specific YouTuber. Nobody else be using this hair, dude. I see no one in the streets with this hair. I see no one in my family with this hair. No one be rocking these comb over dreads. Stop putting it on all these black characters in video games. Change Eddie Gordo's hair back, man. Like his old hairstyle with like the dreads with the punt, that was better. Change it back to that. Don't need this comb over shit. It looks like ass. You know, even when they like did that shit with Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2, like with that goofy ass suit, man looked like a goddamn, I don't know, charcoal activated Colgate freaking toothpaste tube. But take that shit off, brother. God damn. You know what we really need more of in video games? For like black character customization or like black characters in general? Waves. Where are the waves at? I don't see no waves anywhere. Apparently, there's like Xbox avatars that have waves, but they look like hot ass. I don't know what's going on there, guys. Like, I don't know. Do something with waves. Make some good ass waves in video games or something. Yeah, on a more serious matter, just like the whole deal with representation. Now, I brought up like the whole Twitter complaint with like space buns like years ago. And that's like just one out of many situations where like people just start getting like really antsy about like representation and race online when it comes to like certain characters and whatnot. And it always kind of bothered me because like you could be having like a casual conversation about like, hey, how should we like approach this and have like more of this in the future, and other people want to be like making all these accusations saying that, oh, if you don't like this or that thing, then you must be racist or you must hate black people. And it's like, you know, maybe it would be nice to have more representation that isn't ass because some hack activist writer trying to morally grandstand and doesn't know when to get the fuck off the soapbox when it comes to like preaching to people about different political causes and such when you're just trying to play a goddamn video game. Just trying to have some fucking fun. Yeah? Shouldn't have to be like this whole serious thing all the time. Like, dude, it's a game. It's entertainment. We're supposed to be entertained. It's really like apply to like movies and shows too. The way people be acting online, man, it's frustrating. Like the way people just be like super aggressive over like the most random ass shit. Pretty sure like the creator of Gajiakra left Twitter because of all the harassment. Something about like not doing the black characters well enough, even or not being LGBT themselves, even though the creator said herself that she's like female. I don't know. People on Twitter be freaking weird, man. Got no chill. Yeah, it's just especially frustrating when it comes to like Western entertainment, because like a lot of people writing stuff these days, it just seems like they care more about getting their political causes across than actually making an entertaining story, and it gets tiring to hear after a while, especially after like several years of this stuff. Like, we don't need to talk politics every time we want to talk about something entertaining. I mean, heck, myself, I'm a black nerd, right? You know, like the whole thing about that. Like, back in the day, it's like every black nerd was sort of like an echo of Steve Urkel, and there wasn't like much variety in that. You know what kind of stayed out from that? Freaking Static Shock. Remember Virgil? Like, even the original Dakotaverse in the comics and stuff, like, yeah, he was a black nerd. He even played D&D and shit. Like, his whole problem with his origin story, like, he was being bullied by gang members and shit, and like that was like a whole conflict. Almost got caught up in like a gang violence situation. Could have used the gun, but he said no and tried to leave. And then the gas attacks happened with the police and shit, and you know how that all goes. You know, I just found it kind of interesting, like, you know, it's a black nerd that's kind of has a more low-key, normal look instead of just looking more like the stereotypical nerd, like Steve Urkel and various others after him kind of look. I kind of appreciated that, like, yeah, nerds can have more than one look. It's like the black equivalent of the comic book guy from Simpsons. Like, yeah, not every white nerd's gonna be like this obese, overweight guy with the ponytail and being super anal about old comic books or whatever the fuck. there's variety, is what I'm saying. There's different kinds of people in every group. It's nice to have like some variety in that front, but at the same time, it's also just annoying when like you have like people trying to like push their political whatever onto you through the entertainment when you just want to be entertained. And it's like part of it is like these weird people that like be taking over entertainment industries and like trying to push their ideology on them, and then another half of it is like they got from like the executives get the info from the marketing department. Like, oh, we can make more money off of X race if we put more of X race in our stories, regardless of whether or not it even makes sense in context. Like, you just be putting in characters for the sake of putting in characters to meet like a quota. I'm thinking like, yeah, if we put in these black guys, we're gonna get more black people money. If we put in these gay guys, we're gonna make more gay people money. It's like, have you considered making good stories that people of all shapes and sizes will actually enjoy, regardless of what they look like or who they want to fuck or whatever I feel like I have to keep saying this over and over. Like, people don't be listening. Just want to push their ways on the others. Everybody thinks they're right. Everybody else has to be wrong. Everybody else has to be evil and bad and needs to be eliminated and die or such. It's freaking ridiculous. If I gotta like point out some examples of like some of these more recent archetypes that do be bothering me, though, is like one's for sure is a little something I like to call the lesbian's bitch. You're probably wondering like, what the fuck does that even mean? Okay, so you ever have like certain stories where you have a strong female lead, and then there's also a black character among the cast, right? But instead of being kind of more prominent and competent on their own, they're kind of playing second fiddle to the female lead. More often than not, the lead character might even be lesbian, but this is not a guarantee. It's kind of just like whatever. Because sometimes they're not even like a parent option. Sometimes she's with some other girl, sometimes she's with someone else entirely. It's a whole thing. I'm talking characters like Bo from She-Ra Princesses of Power, or Luke from CW's Batwoman, or freaking what's his name? Finn from the Star Wars sequel trilogy. It's like they're all playing second fiddle to these female characters, and they're kind of just whipped. Like, they don't really get to stand on their own that much. It's kind of sad. And like, on the rare times they do, they're like just getting a lot of shit for it. But I don't want to turn this video into like another long ass rant about Glimmer from She-Ra, because like that character pisses me off so goddamn much. She's just the worst. But yeah, that's like an example of like an archetype in the 2010s that always sort of just baffled me, and like, why is this here? Who acts for this kind of character? Another case I've always kind of been bothered with is like this whole mantle hand-me-down thing. Now sure, some people want to make a case for it, like it's not a bad thing because like mantles get passed down all the time, but like there's a difference between, say, a Green Lantern where it's more of a job thing, so there's like multiple characters that all Green Lanterns at the same time, and it's more like a job than like a specific hero title. Like, you can have Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart operating at the same time. Hell, Guy Gardner even. I'm sure if Kilowog can be a Green Lantern, I'm sure you can have more than one human as a Green Lantern, right? Just makes sense. But then you have like cases like, I know it's a bit contentious, like some people don't really like dig the whole Sam Wilson as a Captain America type deal. Though you could make the case that like people weren't really digging Bucky being Captain America for a while either. Well, in the comics continuity at least. I guess it's just like, people tend to really associate the hero title with Steve specifically, since Steve was the first, and usually he's still around and they keep bringing him back anyways. So it's like, why bother like giving someone else the name if like the OG just keeps returning? But then you have like the really weird case of like Spider-Man, where like we already have the original, we got Peter. I personally find him highly relatable because like, yeah, he's a nerd living relatively close, if not in, New York City. You know, he's in Queens, I was in Jersey, but like the vibe was the same, you know. Grew up as a nerd, urban environment, we bullies and shit, having to deal with that. But like, you're trying to get your good grades, caring about your family and shit. Like, I kind of feel that on a personal level. He didn't have to be black for me to kind of connect with him as a character. You know what I'm saying? So when Miles Morales comes around, I'm kind of just about it, because like I don't really connect with him like that, because like I already grew up on Peter, man. Like, he's my guy. Like, yeah, sure, I don't mind some black representation, but like, this just feels like a hand-me-down to me. Like give me like, oh, you want to feel represented? Here, here's a specifically black version of Spider-Man just for you. Like, it feels patronizing. And it really doesn't help that like, as the years have gone on, they just keep doing random ass gimmicks and shit with him, like giving him a sword or more powers. I think they turned him into a vampire at one point. I don't know what that's all about. Who the fuck asked to have another Clone Saga? Like, that shit got stupid with Peter. Why would you do it again with Miles? I thought you want people to like him more. Like, what are we doing? I swear, like, the only version of Miles I actually like is like the movie version, because the Spider-Verse movies are like genuinely good, like actually well written. They don't really bother me like a bunch of other stuff. But it's like the comics and the games, I'm kind of just, eh. And sometimes you kind of just want the representation to just be legit, and sometimes it feels like you're only really gonna get that when it's from a creator whose main intention was to do that sort of thing without it being like overly preachy, because like sometimes you really need to just get off the goddamn soapbox and remember that you're making entertainment and you're trying to entertain people. A kind of funny thing about really, because like I still like Static. Like, he's an original like black superhero. Heck, the Codaverse was originally its own thing at first, before getting absorbed into DC even. So it wasn't like a Black Lightning Jr. type situation. He was his own thing. He's more so electromagnetism, if you really want to like get into the thick of it. It's like, yeah. Sometimes I wonder if people even realize that, like, you really be making race more of a big deal than it really has to be. Like, take Goku, for example. Goku is loved worldwide. Like, Asians love Goku, Latinos love Goku, blacks like Goku. Everybody loves Goku, man. Right? Dude doesn't look black, dude doesn't look Latino. He's clearly meant to look Asian, because, yeah, the creator is Asian. The story is very Asian focused. The character he's based on is from, like, was it Sun Wukong, you know, Journey to the West, Chinese mythology type shit. So yeah, him looking like a Chinese monkey man despite being, well, technically an alien. Just makes sense. And yet, despite that, still loved by all different races around the world. People love Dragon Ball. Sometimes, and really a lot of times, it don't really matter what skin color the character is, as long as the character is likable. You know, likable, relatable, actually entertaining. You know, some aspect of the character that draws people to them. Like, as long as you get that down, the skin color ain't even all that important, honestly, unless you're specifically trying to go for like a very particular thing, like culturized, like represent a specific culture, full stop. But like in a lot of cases, or really just generally, even with those cases, you need to make a character people want to actually get behind. Otherwise, why the fuck would they want to watch it? You know? And I feel like a lot of people tend to just forget about that because they really need to push the message that you need to like this, or you're racist. You need to like this, or you're homophobic. And it's like, you don't have to do that, man. Sometimes the character just isn't good. Sometimes the character just isn't likable. It don't have to be a bigotry thing. It's just kind of frustrating to deal with online because, like, it's always this extremes, my way or the highway type mindset. If you don't agree with us, then you're like objectively evil and need to leave forever, or disappear. No, that's some extremist mindset. Like, gotta calm down. Actually, let me list some examples. Want to know what some of my favorite characters are? Like, yeah, there's Static, he's black, but there's also Monkey D. Luffy, who's Latino. There's freaking Spider-Man, who's white. There's freaking Spyro the Dragon, who's not even goddamn human. He's a dragon, who's purple. You know how much I thought purple was cool before Spyro the Dragon? Not even remotely. Now, some people want to assume that things are gay because it's purple. You think Spyro looks gay? Nah, Spyro's baller. He's my boy. My first 3D platformer ever, for real. Before Mario, before Sonic, before any of them. Played Spyro first. He real one. But yeah, like, getting back into it though. Something that I couldn't help but notice, because I watched this video the other day that was talking about like how it seems like black culture just isn't as prominent as it used to be in the gaming space in particular. Now there's sort of a reason for that. So, like when he's going over it, like it kind of makes sense, right? Because like, yeah, back in the 2000s, it seems like black culture was like all the rage, like it was super in. Like you're even seeing like a bunch of games that are specifically about it, like Def Jam and like 50 Cent getting his own video games even. Remember that? How wild that was? Like before, there was like, yeah, prominent black characters and like stuff like fighting games and extreme sports games. And while like it's not like black people disappeared from gaming entirely, like yeah, there's still plenty around. It's like they're sort of just there in something bigger. Like you're definitely gonna see some rappers in like Fortnite collabs sometimes or something. Like there's a lot of black athletes, so they're always going to be a constant thing in EA sports games, no matter how much those kind of just go to shit. And that's a whole other topic for another day. I don't wonder if I should make an EA rant. It's like, I kind of wonder like where did all like the specific stuff go? And it's like, yeah, because things got more expensive, especially with the 7th generation with HD gaming. Like the budget started exploding, becoming like hundreds of millions of dollar budgets, like 100, 200, 400 million dollars to make one game, and it takes forever to make like several years. And it's like, yeah, no wonder we don't get stuff like Def Jam anymore. They probably don't see it as like a good enough return on investment because like it's not going to make that much money to justify a budget that ridiculously high. So we just don't get like black focused video games like that anymore because like they weren't really making money like that back then even. So sure as they probably wouldn't now. It's not like that. So instead you're getting like skins in Fortnite or something. Maybe some songs here and there. And the smaller things, and like microtransactions and more modern life service stuff. Kind of disappointing, honestly, but what can you do? I do kind of wonder though, like, how wouldn't it be better to like have that sort of thing be possible again, maybe in like a smaller scope. I mean, I definitely noticed like the grind fiction aesthetic is definitely alive and well in like indie stuff. Like Team Reptile is putting in work. They gotta put respect on that, honestly. Like they kind of been picking up where Sega kind of been lacking because they haven't been putting out Jet Set Radio stuff in forever. Miss stuff like that. The aesthetics was just the vibes. It was just so cool. You know? Yeah. It wasn't unusual to get like some representation that way. Like I think it's possible. Some indies want to like put in work for that sort of thing. Like as long as they're not being like annoying soapbox, like preaching their politics on you all the time. Like, sure, I wouldn't mind putting down some dollars for that because it's something at least. Even if it's not like the biggest mainstream thing ever, it's like as long as it's something that I can enjoy, something I'm having fun with, it's like it's fine. I guess one thing that always kind of bothered me in particular is that like it feels like we don't really be having like fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of black-centered stories, especially from the 2010s onward, it seems like they're just really fixated on like race issues. It feels like we don't really get a black character that's like having anything going on outside of like the same specific topics. You know the ones, right? Like I'm talking about slavery and the racism and segregation, you know, like police brutality, like being stuck in like I put like the you know the certain neighborhoods and ghettos and shit with like the gang violence and the drugs and all of that stuff. It's like that's not even all of black culture, man. That's just like specifically like urban United States type situation. Like we barely be seeing like a lot more African culture overall, or like Black America outside of specifically just the ghetto shit. That's not exactly a fun time. Like, yeah, sure, it would be weird if we just ignored all that entirely. Like, yeah, that would be weird, but it's like, at the same time, is it too much to ask to just have, like, some stories at least where, like, a black character is in a major role in something that's something outside of that specifically? Like, does it always have to be, like, the ghetto and the racism and the gangs? It's like, there's a character I'm making, right? Specifically, he's supposed to be like a superhero type situation, right? And he eventually starts adventuring around the world, helping all kinds of people and stuff. And while sure, there's definitely some of these things that show up in certain points, more specifically like a story arc focused on, say, the city, like New York and stuff like that. You know, sittings of that particular caliber where it makes sense. It's not like that's going to be a thing that's consistent in every single arc in every single place, because it wouldn't make sense in every single place. It would just be it would be annoying, wouldn't it? Like imagine like you have these characters going on adventures in like freaking I don't know, halfway around the world in like whole ass different countries and different cultures, and like every single time it's hyper fixating on like hating the white man. That would no. That wouldn't make sense. That would just be annoying. Like you have a whole world to explore and you're just fixating on beef with one specific thing all the time. Like, I don't want to write something like that. That wouldn't be fun. Like, I want to make stuff that's fun. I want to have characters that are entertaining and fun to see and, like, can do cool shit. I want to, like, work with power systems and, like, magic and do, like, all kinds of cool stuff with that. I don't want to have every single story with a black lead be about fighting racism, because it gets tiring after a while. Like, not every black story gotta be about these things. I don't know. I just want to have some goddamn fun. Have a little bit of whimsy. A little bit of something other than just being angry about the world's problems all the goddamn time. Sometimes it feels like it's just too much to ask for some reason. It's weird. But yeah. I guess that's kind of just my stance on it. I want to make something fun, something entertaining. Black characters actually getting to, like, enjoy shit and do cool stuff, and without it needing to be tied specifically to a lot of stupid shit that happened in history because humanity be stupid as fuck. Like, I'm not denying that it was a problem, but I don't need to talk about it all the goddamn time. I mean, heck, the black people ain't even the only people that have been enslaved before. All kinds of races have been enslaved throughout history. It's just their transatlantic slave trade was very black specific. So, like, after some point, it still feels weird to kind of bring it up because, like, I don't know, like, it hasn't happened, at least not legally, in most places in the West, for a while now, and it just feels like, I don't know, like, generally, things have gotten better than they were in the past, but other stuff feels like kind of fallen by the wayside, but more so for financial reasons than for racial reasons. And the discourse has just absolutely gone to shit. Like, it is so goddamn toxic now. You can't talk about, like, these sort of things no more without some people getting ready to, like, freaking slit your throat over just wanting you to freaking die for having an opinion over freaking fiction. Like, some of y'all need to chill, seriously. There's no goddamn decorum, no poise and rationality no more. It's just straight to violence. I don't want to be dealing with people be acting like that. Just freaking chill. Goddamn.